On this episode, we're diving into a review on Amazon's cheapest electric AC kit that I put on the 72 Chevelle Before Poverty tour. There's some things you're gonna wanna know if you're in the market for an electric AC kit. So stick around and I'll show you guys a lot of the stuff that we ran into. Just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. All right, if you haven't seen the video, we went 3,600 miles in the 72 Chevelle, and we kept the windows up the whole time, guys. You know, it's got all the glass, and we kept them up, but we were hot for stretches, I will tell you. So it got up to 106. The engine on this car got up to in the 210s, heat soaked everything. So if you're gonna be running a kit like this, you gotta take that into account. When it's entirely, like, incredibly hot outside, you're probably gonna run into issues where stuff's getting cooked. And I think a big problem with this kit is probably condenser size. Like, if you guys can see from here to over here, that's the entire condenser. You know, the stock condensers almost double the size for what this car, you know, needed from the factory. The electric one, half the size. I do have an electric fan on it that runs all the time the compressor's on. I mean, if you're handy and you can fit AC fittings on a different condenser, I would say look into that. Look into upgrading your condenser. And now, another question I got from you guys is alternator. So I have a 120 amp PowerMaster alternator, one wire setup. This is minimum. I'm actually in the future gonna be upgrading to probably a 190, just because this guy pulls a ton of current when it's running. And we got the alternator bogged down so much that you guys can see there's just belt debris everywhere from how hard this alternator's been grabbing and turning current trying to charge the system. And you would hot idle, you would see the battery voltage when you came to a stop start to go down. You accelerate, it would come up. A lot of times if we were coasting up, I would just hit it neutral, get the RPMs to rev, and that would kind of keep the battery needle right in the middle. I mean, you run the risk of running, you know, this 120 amp alternator, overheating it for sure. Because we got about everything we could get out of this alternator on this trip, I promise you. You guys can see this is the compressor back here. And I will turn it on because a lot of you guys had questions about current draw. It said on the paperwork 66 amps. I kind of believed it. I mean, I couldn't imagine putting more current than that through the size of wiring that comes in the kit. But I even got our thermometer, and you can see it's around 80-ish degrees, but really it's like 90 degrees outside. So one thing I didn't know, so light equals compressor on. On this guy, they have the thermostat or potentiometer, whatever is working this, backwards. So to keep the thermostat on at all times, you need to turn the dial to high temp. That's a little trick we found out after driving this thing around. You can kind of see the thermometer there's already moved down a little bit. So we got our handy dandy clamp on ammeter. And you can hear the compressor. It's kind of compressing away. And it made the tour, no problem. We got no issues. any kind of warning lights or anything. Let's go ahead. This is the feed wire. And the fans have not kicked on yet. Let's go ahead and put it on DC. You guys can read it. So we are looking at 69, 70 amps. Not sure. There we go. So 70 amps. What this guy pulls. Just in case you guys were wondering, and you're sizing your alternator. We also got electric fans, you know, electric ignition system. You're running wipers, headlights, all those other things. You're gonna need more than a 120 for sure. So take that into account, guys. I know a lot of you guys question that. Very valid question. This was bare minimum for us to make this trip. We're gonna upgrade, and if you're looking into these kits, I'd recommend you upgrade too. All right, so we're looking around 60-ish degrees. Let's drive this guy into town, get some wind blowing on that condenser. See how low she gets, or how high, one way or the other. All right, guys, so we made it to the Walmart. You can see I'm holding it in gear. The battery needle starts to tick down towards 12. This thing's definitely pulling it down, but I wanted to show you. So our temp, it's like 60, right at 60 degrees. And it is close. Let's see what today looks like. And we're under severe heat advisory. So let's look at the phone here. So it says 89, it's hotter than that, I guarantee you. So high is 96. The feels like's 90, but I promise you, it's a zillion degrees outside. So high 96, we're probably somewhere between 90 and 96 right now where I'm at, and AC is straight pumping 60 degrees. So we got a 30-degree drop coming out the vents, and I kind of don't think you can ask for a whole lot more from an AC system. I mean, 30 degrees lower than ambient out the vents, probably about right. I don't know. I'm gonna run into Walmart. I got a couple things I got to pick up, and then let's hit the road back home, see if it changes any. All right, we're out of the store. Gave this thing ample time to get heat soaked. So she's back up above 80 without the AC on. So let's go ahead, kick it on. You want to make sure your light there is on. If you guys can see that in the camera, that's your compressor on, and you could hear it kind of bog the motor down. So you guys, wasn't lying to you, man. When I say you need an alternator, you need a good alternator. Maybe 2 batteries too. That might be a good idea. But let's let this thing blow on the thermometer the entire drive home, which I'm only 7-minute drive from Walmart down the freeway. Should have enough time to cool it off if it's gonna cool. Was the heat soak thing just in my head? It could have been. Just maybe I was heat soaked. But let's see if it gets down in the 60-something degree range or anywhere near there now. Okay, so she's definitely not as low as it was. See if I can get this to focus. Not down to 60. 60, I don't know, it's not 70. but it's definitely higher. And you guys remember, so Poverty Tour out in the desert, the big block would get up to 210. So it was 106 outside, car running 210, stopping every couple hours to get gas. There's some heat soak going on, definitely. So we're still 5 degrees off from where we were earlier when we just stopped at Walmart. And I want to show you guys. So the temp on the car, a little over 170. You know, we're not hot at all. And yeah, the compressor, yeah, it's just not down as low as it was earlier. For sure. So that turns, when you click that, that turns your compressor on, I guess. It came on. Just gonna make sure turning it that way doesn't do any drastic temp difference. Let's idle it up. She looks like she's holding. Again, we're not driving, so we don't have that air going through the condenser, the fresh air. I just wanted to see if parking here did any difference to it. And it does not seem like it's helped. So, all right, I'm gonna pull over by the shop, get out of the shade here, give you guys kind of my true rundown of the AC. All right, guys, my true rundown of this kit. Is it total junk? No, it is not total junk. Every component made it through the entire trip. Everything still works. Is it the greatest thing that's ever been invented? Is it the solution to keeping me cool in the car? No, no on either of those. It's a give and take. I mean, I didn't have an option really without spending a ton of money on the accessory system to put a belt-driven compressor on this. Belt-driven compressor is gonna outperform this electric stuff 8 days a week, I promise you. So it's gonna work better. But if this is all you have money for, or your only option, kind of like what I ran into, it's not bad. You know, like it was, when I bought it, it was like $550 to my door. It's gone up a little bit. I mean, that's just kind of how the world is right now. We kept the windows up the entire trip. And like you guys saw, 30 degrees lower than ambient. That's probably where, you know, this thing will cool to. So when it was 106, I mean, if it was blowing 75 on us, it didn't feel like it. But again, my car doesn't have any tint, and it's a 72, so it's probably not sealed up great, even though I've redone everything and put the heat barrier. But I think window tint would have helped us quite a bit. And I don't know, just maybe looking into upgrading the cooling on the engine, keep it closer to 170 versus 210. Because you guys could see it from the trip there to the trip back. We got some heat soak. Whatever, if it's the condenser or the compressor or the lines or something's getting a little bit warm and it's not performing as good as it does when it's cool. So that showed. I mean, we were not quite 10 degrees off the temp that it was blowing out, but we were close. And that adds up through the day. Like if, when this thing's running 210 and you're trying to get, a little bit cooler, any degree helps, I promise. So would I recommend this for everyone? No, but this might be the kit for you. If you need something as a cheap option, you don't want to spend a bunch of money on accessory drive. And really, if you don't live in as hot a climate as Texas or Arizona, where we were driving through, this might do everything you need it to do. Because honestly, below 90 outside, it feels pretty good in the car. Above 90, you start to feel it, folks. You start to feel it. So I just wanted to make this video in case any of you guys are in the market or just inquiring about these electric AC kits. There's good and there's bad. Just like everything else in the world, you know, you got some give and take. And if, you know, you can live with everything you just saw here today, go for it. You know, I don't say don't buy it at all, but just when you're purchasing, have these things in mind. It's not gonna be perfect. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. There was a lot of feedback on that AC video that I did. And look, I'm no AC guy, I'm not, but we live in Texas, so we kind of have to deal with it. I'm gonna do another AC video when I get the 69 GTO kind of closer to finished. And I'm hoping to work with another company that might make a little bit higher level kit than what I put on this car. So you guys stay on the lookout for that. And if you could, it'll be coming through the subscription feed. So like, comment, subscribe, any interaction with the channel, we'll take it. We need it, I promise you. But until you see me again, just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.